Couple of quick stories. Let's take care of this one right here. Tom, you have no prior knowledge of this topic, correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about people drinking alcohol on airplanes.
No, I do not.
What flight do people drink the most on? Where are they going?
Las Vegas.
Absolutely. There you go.
Is that right?
Number one.
Hey,
What
ding,
flight
ding, ding, ding.
Involving Seattle do people spend the most on? Alcohol, food, or comfort items, including pillows, blankets, and headsets.
It's got to be food.
It is food.
Oh,
there
it
you go.
is?
Yes, food.
Wow.
What day of the week do people drink the most amount of alcohol on an airplane?
I would
This
guess
is this now.
Okay.
Don't think how you would normally think on this. Go the absolute opposite.
Monday.
Sunday.
Sunday.
So Sunday.
Right?
And the airlines make about $43 million on alcohol, just alcohol. And they sell mostly booze, and then it's wine, and then soda, beverages like that make up like 2 or 3% of everything else. The question before these airlines is, do we stop serving alcohol, even though it accounted for $43 million in sales just in 4 months? So if you multiply that 4 more months, it's $172 million for the airlines to sell alcohol on board. If they got rid of it, they would lose that money, but would it not make the whole experience of flying that much better?
So the reason we're talking about this is a great opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal that suggests dry the friendly skies. Why is it? And he's like you. He's a frequent flyer, a guy, and he says there have been so many uncomfortable moments on the plane for him. If you travel a lot, if you fly a lot, you see this because people get drunk. And famously, it's a perfect reason to come out with the editorial or the opinion piece now. Just this last week, there was that famous scandal where a guy literally got in a fist fight with the attendant because the attendant cut him off and said, "No more alcohol for you." What do you mean? There's no more.
He wanted a
alcohol.
beer.
That's right. No more beer for you. And so his suggestion is, much like with smoking, it used to be that people could smoke on the airplane. And there was enough upset that they finally, said this is ridiculous, and smokers had to learn to adjust. And son of a gun, they've adjusted. He says, given all the hassles in the air, in flight, that he thinks we ought to just banish alcohol. Now, I would have no problem with that. I'd vote for that in a second. But I realize I have friends and I know people who they can't imagine not drinking. It's like you're just sitting there, you got nothing to do, and they're drinkers, so they want that right to drink. You are not a big drinker, but you also sit in first class. First class, I think, consumes more alcohol than
it's
any
quote
place
unquote
else
free
because it's free. So how different?
And they see back in coach, they're only going to come down twice on the aisle with things.
Yeah.
There, when you sit there in first class, you just keep them coming.
Okay.
Crown and Coke. Guy next to me the other day just drank 7 of these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, good Lord. Here's the difference, though, Tom. They weren't selling cigarettes on board the plane. They sell alcohol.
Yes.
So now the question is, am I going to have, if they count on the $172 million in alcohol sales, are they going to jack the ticket price up in order to make up for the difference without having the alcohol?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the drunk guy next to me keep my price low.
Okay, so guess what? The flight attendants, just the opposite.
Yes.
Of course, the flight attendants, what do they say? We're going to dock you $40 a day, for the lost revenue of not having it. Would you want that or not? They might not be so quick to jump on board, but they think it's a real hassle, and it's at least it's being considered.